Welcome to Landria Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through those fears and live an awesome life. Why are you on this channel? Probably because you're struggling with something and there is obviously an area of your life that you would like to improve. A lot of you are just feeling bad. You're struggling with certain relationships, certain past experiences. Many of you struggle with abundance. What's up with that, right? Some of you, you're trying to find your spiritual self. You're trying to connect to that beautiful, euphoric place that you know exists, and somehow there seems to be a barrier between you and it. And you know it's there, but you get up in the morning and you think, here we go, another day, and maybe you'll feel good for periods of time, and then other things get triggered. What is that? All right, first of all, you're human. This is the collective condition. So I think we're always, and I'm actually going to be publishing a book very soon on this, we're always seeking that euphoric, perfect place because that's really who we are. And we know it. We just don't consciously think about that. But we know deep down, because we are the energy, we are the soul, the spirit, we know that that is our natural state of being, yet we continue to seek it on this planet, and we're frustrated because we can't find it. And that's when people get very depressed. You know, some people have mentioned suicide. Hey, I hate to tell you, you just don't get out of anything. I mean, all you do is more damage, and then you end up probably not in as good a position to come back to replay what it is you're supposed to learn. This is a school. So when you accept that, right, when you accept that this is just going to be a constant, training ground, then you understand it instead of going, oh, there's the obstacle course. Why? Why is it here? It keeps showing up. You go, oh, I'm in training. There's the obstacle course. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, didn't get up that last wall. And then you practice and you go, okay, why didn't I get up that last wall? My legs are weak, or my upper body is weak. I have to go train. And so you go and you focus on that area where you were failing, where you were weak. There's no such thing as failure. So excuse me when I do use English terms that even you and I know don't really fit. Because we say failure a lot, and there really is no such thing. So we think it's a failure. I didn't accomplish my goal. We all have to continue to work up to the gold medal. And that's what you're here for. And you're also on a very special mission, because there's no coincidence that you're here at this time on this planet. It's a crucial time. It's a turning point. When you get so entrenched in being human, you get caught up in the anger and the depression and that. You start to believe it. You're believing it. When you pull back, it doesn't stop showing up. It's no longer triggering the negative feelings that you're having. You understand it for what it is, an obstacle course. And if something continually shows up in your life and it's repetitive, like lack, negative relationships, all that stuff, what are you doing? Have you ever noticed, like, just a friend of mine, we were on a webinar and he said, you know, if you've been married 6 times, it's you. I mean, you got to look at yourself and say, have you ever noticed people will tell a story and there's never any fault for them. It's all the other people. It's the boss. It's the parents. They never say, I participated in a negative way in this situation. We always believe it's the other. So when we look at ourselves as a player in all of these lessons, there's the obstacle course, but I still am responsible for getting over those hurdles. I can't blame anybody if I didn't, lift my weights to get myself up over that wall. I can't blame anybody for that. I have to do my job in order to get through the obstacle course. And when you do, it's a beautiful thing, and it's no big deal. You actually see it and you go, boom, piece of cake. And then you say, okay, here we go again. What do I need to learn from this? And then you get over the hurdles and you go, okay, no big deal. It was just another earthly lesson. And some of it is the collective I mean, we are all connected. We are all one energy. So all this stuff's going on. But when you keep your higher frequency and you don't react against these things, the people, they're negative, this and that. No, it's you. It's you. Because you're having a negative reaction to the negative people. And then if you guys argue, oh, well, that's easier said than done. Nope, we've all been there. All been there. And continue to be there. You get to choose how you react to it. If you believe it, or if you look compassionately at that person and say, that's a very, very sad, lost person who's seeking joy just like I am. And instead of listening to the words coming out of their mouth, just watch what's happening with them. And then most of the time I'd say step away. There's no law that says you have to expose yourself to the, you go through the obstacle course and there's this one that has knives that come down. Get away from it. You don't need to go through that. If you can avoid it and there's another path around it, you can avoid certain challenges that really are part of you understanding that you cannot control or change other people. You can only be there for them, but you are not here to be codependent. Oh, you're always there, you're going to help them or whatever. Then that is something you have to work on too. And I know a lot of you're such giving, loving people that you want to be there. You want to help the person. You want to accept the fact that we're all on our own journeys. So when you see these situations, you say, have I been my best? Did I offer my best on this? Not as an enabler, not as a fixer, but somebody that if that person knows that if they called you, you'd be there for them as much as you can. You've done your job. Those people have to go through their experience too. And they may never pull out of it. If you've had abusive parents, their biggest thing is possibly the relationship with you forgiving them. And then the rest is up to them. And that's huge. So ask yourself, what am I doing? And my part in this challenging world that's going to continually give me these lessons. And if you look at it differently, it's all the belief. It's how you're looking at everything that causes the struggle and the pain. That struggle and pain is a statement. This should not be happening. But it is. And if it continually happens to you, what are you believing? You're fighting it and struggling, which means you're focusing on it. Oh, this shouldn't be happening. Lack, pain, bad relationships, you're almost addicted to it. I know a lot of people that are addicted to it. You give them an opportunity to change it and they don't. I've done that 101 times and I will not go in that space anymore. When somebody comes to you to fix them, run. When they pull themselves up and they start making the effort and then they just need some assistance, I'll be there all day. But so many people, they want you to tell me what to do, tell me what's wrong, tell me, and they'll give me their, their long stories. And I always say give the same answer. You hold the key. I can't answer this for you. First of all, I'm hearing a story from your viewpoint. I don't have all the facts. The other people might have a completely different story. So how can somebody else really, truly help you? You know exactly what's going on in your life. And you have to take responsibility if you want to move past this. Because taking responsibility means that you are in control. Oh my gosh, I am doing that. I am fueling it. I am fighting it. I am struggling. I am blaming. I'm not forgiving. And then you go into that peaceful place when you let that go and you realize the whole situation will change. First of all, your energy, your struggle and conflict against whatever it is will change completely. There's no struggle anymore. So there's no negative energy going on. And so the reaction on the other side has to change because you're not fueling it anymore. Right? That fire is going to die down on some level. Sometimes it's not talking to somebody. Sometimes it's not allowing yourself to be exposed to something negative. And that's a very clear message. I'm not going to sit here and take this. You go clean up your act. And then when there's some respect, you can come back. You have to set some ground rules. Not to be a jerk, but to be respectful to yourself. And then ask yourself, how do I contribute to this? How am I contributing? Have I been my best? Did I get sucked into a negative situation and I fueled it? How can I change that? This is your obstacle course. Man, work out that part, that if it's lack or relationships or whatever, self-esteem also, work on that part. Get it strong and get to the root of the belief. You don't have to sit and analyze. Do my 60-second manifestation. It's not about analyzing, going into the past, digging all this stuff. I don't think that works. I think that's fueling it. You're reliving it when you do that. That's why shrinks. You can go to a shrink for 10 years and they're wealthy and you have all this information that may or may not be true. Oh, my Georgia sun is really coming out. So take a look at this and say, what is that belief? What is the belief? When you change that belief, your whole life will change. And you don't have to analyze it. It's just to recognize the belief, go to the 60-second manifestation, because that takes you into the 3 steps. Instead of changing the thought, we are now being trained to change the belief and then stay in the thought. Change the belief, stay in the thought. And that belief, when you look at somebody, and your new belief should always be compassion and love and understanding for other people, number 1. Because anytime you're blaming or you're looking at them, I am worthy, I am this and that, and then you're still thinking that they're jerks, you are not going into a positive space. You're not putting yourself as some great thing over here. You didn't get it. That whole relationship was the school. That was an obstacle course. And you're saying it shouldn't be there. You know, you want to get a helicopter out of there, and you can't. You can't. It's never going to go away. You have to learn how to get through that obstacle course. So are you doing this? Are you taking it on, or are you looking at life and being depressed because you say it shouldn't be this way? Acceptance is critical. When you accept, get over the fact that you're here. I'm sorry, you chose it. We all chose it. What the heck were we thinking, right? But you know what? I had to ask myself, well, you are here. What are you going to do? You can't bail. I'm not bailing. You know, you can make yourself sick and get out of that. You know, you can go into some deep, dark hole and get depressed and quit functioning in life. You're not going to get out of it. So put on your warrior suit and go out there and tackle that obstacle course. There's no battle. The only warrior suit that you're putting on is the one that's going to help you protect some extra bruises you might get along the way. But it's not to battle to protect you against the other. The other is you. The other is here as part of your obstacle course to get you through. Take it on. Yes. All right, what am I going to do with this? Because when you look at it differently, you are now raising to a higher frequency. It's no longer a threat. And abundance, love, everything opens up, because the message is no longer, this is a threat. It's, okay, I get it. I have something to learn. I'm going to move past this. I'm in the middle of this. Maybe I'm supposed to contribute something to this. And then it's the repetitive lessons will subside. They will. Once you get it, it's no longer a message to the universe. It's no longer your focus. The universe doesn't judge or think. It just gives you exactly what you're feeling and thinking. And if you're feeling and thinking the same thing over and over again, you are now manifesting. The wave is turning into a particle. Knock it off. Go do your 3-second manifesting, and then the 60-second. The 60-second incorporates this 3-second, and the first step of that 3 seconds is taking a negative thought, catching yourself and going over here. Get off that focus. It's manifesting. And you're focused on it because that's what's going on in your life, and then that's what's making it go on in your life. It's just this vicious cycle. Get off it. Come over here. And then the 60-second, within 1 minute, you have time to look at the belief, change the belief, even if your heart's not in it. The more you focus on that belief, the more that becomes a reality for you. You have to know this and get yourself off of that. You know that's not true. You know these negative thoughts aren't true. We've been programmed. Get off the TV. You know, you might be singing songs that have really negative words. Those words are going out. Sending messages. What are you watching? What are you sending out? You can watch a good film. Get off of the negativity. It's not real. Get off of all the pharmaceutical bull crap that they tell you. Get off the programming. They want you, those companies and everybody out there wants you to be sick and in fear. It keeps you in a really weak place. We're not weak. We all have equal power. You do. Take it. Control it. Claim it. Yeah, it's uncomfortable to be here. It always will. But you'll find more and more euphoric places that you'll go to, and finally you'll accept the fact that this is very temporary. It's a flash in the pan compared to what you are, which is infinite. And you will be in places that you can't even possibly imagine. And it's going to happen more and more and more while you're here. You're going to connect and say, this is why I'm here. And give, because that is when you, at the end of the day, look back and you think, what did I really contribute? Did I give to other people? Did I do something really great? Do it. Get your mind off of you and me. As Eckhart Tolle says, the little me. You're whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Blessings, my friend. Namaste.